Buenos dias. Good morning. Little tangent of mine. I was thinking about just my steps spiritually and emotionally the past few years, and like one of the things I think that saved my life in more ways than one was Tootie, my little dog. So like I have had mommy issues and known that, and it's kind of like snowballed into other things from other parental figures. But the mommy issue was the core abandonments that I had. So getting a female puppy, I've always had empathy, and I've always had that. I've always been a nurturer or a nurturing guy. Children love me. I love children, but it was the trust and abandonment in a way, and the patience and things that I needed to like expose in myself that were exposed through Tootie, like raising a little female dog, if you can imagine it. And I'm literally so attached to her, and it's taught me so much. Buenos dias. Good morning. Little tangent of mine. Now, the emotional intelligence of an individual can be easily seen through the animal's behavior, right? So like men, you're either going to be overbearing and scare the fuck out of them, and they're going to be timid or a little shy around you, or a little wince when you go to pet them or whatever, or they just have no boundaries. They don't listen. You can't take them anywhere. They always got to be on a fucking leash. They're not, they're codependent on you because you made them codependent. Example of that being Aaron. Like, he had this wiener dog for 15 years, and like the dog was never punished, or like Aaron was never punished, so he didn't know how to punish the fucking dog, and he thought he could just yell at it and like talk to it like it was his mom. So the dog was just fucking pissing and shitting in every house that he lived in for the 15 years that Aaron had the dog, biting multiple people, bit me multiple times. Like I rocked him, socked him a couple of times, and he never did it to me again for good reason, but the dog was a fucking menace. And of course, it very much like children, there's a fine line between disciplining your animal and beating them, but also not like getting walked all over. Like you can see it in animals. It's a progression into children. But like for Tootie's gotten her ass smacked before, but I loved and nurtured her afterwards. Like you got to punish them for the act in which they're doing it. And a lot of times dogs just need a flick in the nose. Like I could bruise with my flicks, but I don't do, obviously not that strong. But you flick the nose is 2 or 3 of the dog's senses. So if you flick them in the nose, they're really at attention. You don't have to do it too hard. No, do that. You know what I mean? You really got to get your mean, dark, deep voice into it when you do it, so they know that was wrong. And if they ever bite at you for that, then you got to increase it. You're going to have an animal, and you want the animal to behave. If you flick them in the nose and they snap at you or bite at you, then you got to step it up a level, man. And you either got to fucking, grab a utensil or grab a hold of them if you're a real man. It's just the way of life if you want to have a pet. Now, very much like children, like I said early, don't be doing that to adult dogs, like taking my advice and flicking them in the nose and doing all that. Once they're an adult, and I mean, certain men, as myself, could do that and handle it, any dog, really. I mean, I'm sure there'll be people telling, oh, you're a fucking master. I'm a fucking 225-pound grown-ass man. Either way, puppies, this is like, I'm talking like from young, like, you can scare a flick like that will fucking terrify a puppy. You never want to do that to a puppy, but as their adolescence, biting and shit, doing all that stuff is when you're doing this stuff. You're teaching it then, and asserting dominance. I'm speaking to the men, but it shows a lot of emotional maturity and overall mental maturity. If you have a dog that's nice, approaches everything with a tail wagging, will listen to you, has never bitten anybody, those kind of things. Barking, pissing everywhere, chewing on shit, like you won't have those kind of things if you're asserting, the food chain, if you would, because it also you are their lifeline. You know what I mean? They're a man's best friend. They're gonna be by your side no matter what. It's just like, how are they beside on your side? Like being like, I refuse to put Tootie on a leash. Like, I'll carry the leash with me just so when people bitch, I don't have to put them in their spot. But Tootie will listen, she's beside me, walks with me, and even if she does get into altercation with I'll let any other dog walk up to her, any dog, because she's just wagging her tail and will lay down submissive, and it's never a problem. She's never ever once been aggressive. But if a motherfucker comes after the rear end on her and tries to sniff her up, she'll snap at him, and she's got so much confidence, like she will not let anybody touch her, and especially if if there's like multiple dogs around, she'll get snarly, and she's got self-confidence because of that. Now, this is my take, obviously. All this is my take. Take it where you want it. But she get the self-confidence because I'm always there. Like, I'm like, that puppy has seen no danger at all. And she's a year and a half, 18 months old, 19 months old right now. She's never seen any kind of danger because Dad's always been there. Like, any kind of dog. And like, there's been multiple times where dogs have run up on her and I just picked her up and they're like jumping on me. And I've expelled the problem immediately. So having Dad there, you know, to make sure, you know, even though he was I was a disciplinarian, or so to speak, like, you know, in a sense, a way more improved and empathized ways than my dad was, although a lot of his raising techniques are, you know, I had to go through and learn how to soften up. And you know, I saw myself a few times disciplining her, and I'm like, oh man, I feel like I'm Mark right now, you know, and that really kind of like opened your eyes of empathy. Well, the universe is truly working through me, because guess who decides to go out and roll in a dead animal on the beach as I'm talking about how good she is? Huh, Tootie? Yeah, she's not even paying attention now because she's done been punished, and I had to give her a bath. But I kept my cool. Like, there are certain points in my life, not recently, but certain points where I lost my shit. My dog came back stinking like a fucking dead animal and tried to come up in my area of control. But I didn't. I just dropped my shit, stopped making my little vids, and went back and gave my dog a bath. Now, I was giving her a lecturing while I was bathing her, but, you know, the universe was just testing me. Like, all right, you about it? Are you going to keep your cool? When your dog comes back, it smells like death. You can see. And I did. So, that's hard. Now, for most of you and everyone, that's like flipping a switch. Impulse control. Right? And you start to have victories, claim victories over certain impulses, and it gets better, right? And then it gets into decision making, or, you know, vices that you don't want to do. And for men specifically, this is going to be like we'll call it what it is: hitting a lick, beating your meat, masturbation. Like, when I was a kid, my first porno magazine, this is a crazy tangent, I know. My first porno mag was like, I found a magazine in a ditch, and that was my shit until, you know, and then porno and phones didn't come out until I was well into adulthood. So children nowadays and their access to shit, not good. But I start with the men and like putting an end to that shit. Impulse control. Small victories turn into big victories. Past a certain age, you really shouldn't be beating the clown anyways. Like, orgasms are really spiritual or meant to be reproducing with, or making love. Like, you know, there's ways in which that should be used. It's being abused, to be honest. And I mean, to be honest with you, like the subconscious swagger that comes along with the man that holds on to his seed, and then on top of the fact, using your breathing techniques and pushing that Christ fluid up your spine at certain points of the month, like the illumination and the aura that goes along with it that you don't see but everyone else does, is just astronomical. I'm here to tell you. I was always wondering, you know, and I like every other man, struggle with the same shit, you know, but I started to pay attention. I started paying attention to the way people treated me at certain times of the month, and when I was paying attention to that and not paying attention to it. And there's a difference, big time. And smells, everything. Pheromones are all affected. And specifically right now, I'm going on like 4 months of let's call it no fap, I guess is what the fucking dorks called it, but I haven't busted it out in 4 months, and I haven't had a partner in over a year, so I'm really living to what I'm saying. And I'm here to tell you, like, the clarity, this, like, the overall, like, fresh breath of just self-confidence is unmatched. And I can't believe I waited this long to, like, do this. And, like, you're just fucking, you know, you're hanging low and to the left, put it that way. That's what I'm saying. Like, you feel that bass in your voice once you get to a certain point, and it's just like no turning back. And then that's just so much more magical for the woman. Like, when I meet my woman, and I'm here with this, and I'm healed, and I'm spiritually going through it, mentally going through it, I'm evolving. And the women will tell you this: you can't smell your fucking pheromones. Oh, this lady's about to get smoked, T-bone. What are you doing, lady? Don't look at me, stupid. You're the fucking one perpendicular in my lane. What in the fuck is up with people? Gave me the, like, bitch, I'm going 45 with 20,000 pounds. Man, anyways, you could ask women about the pheromones. You ain't gonna smell them as a man. You won't smell your pheromones. I mean, you gotta be clean, detox, you gotta have some gas in the tank, you know what I mean? And you gotta put some work in. You gotta sweat. You gotta break a fucking sweat. Break a fucking sweat, and you'll see what you smell like. You'll be amazed. Don't shower and go out once. If you're clean and you're a G, just go out and don't shower after the gym. You see what I'm talking about? We're rolling up on this crib right now. This is the view and the condition of the fucking house. This open timber has been like that for months, just all ruined. Might ask, what am I going back to that house for? Well, I had some mail sent there, and got the confirmation I needed to show me that my mother purchased a life insurance policy the week before our little canoe trip, before I was adopted. And then stayed around, fed off my misery, did continuous rituals on her own biological son she put up for adoption, while living in the vicinity, sucking off my fucking destiny and energy the whole time. The whole time. And I had the other two life insurance policies too, in writing. Already canceled them. Unlawful identity theft. They're going to jail. Everyone is. And it all makes sense going back and think about it. She just dropped it and ruined my life. Literally, like, there was never any benefits of her coming back into my life. The lawyer that she got was shit. He's the one that got me submitted to the joint. The last time, it's like all types of shit. It's like, wow.